if your opponent goes straight Stalkers and Immortals, those Zealots are going to have a great time with them, especially if those Stalkers try to focus down your couple of air units. Yeah, they'll probably take down the air units, but in the meantime, they're going to take terrible, terrible damage from those Zealots. And if Thanor tries to go for a more Colossus-heavy tech, those Zealots will take a severe beating before they give up, essentially. And if you can kill off the ground units and you have your air units left behind, then they will actually, even a couple Void Rays, if they stay alive, will really beat up the opposition. So Zoure looking is going to be able to drop that one pylon. There it is, and then run away again. So this is actually really good use of the Void Ray. I mean, not much happened there, but you know, he got a free 100 mineral kill essentially, and also hurt, in this case, supply block Thanor. Thanor did get his blink tech, which is very good against the Void Rays, and as you can see, he did drop that Void Ray, so that was kind of a loss for Thanor. But he is supply blocked, so that's good. We'll see if he hopefully can fix that pretty quick. Zoure, on the other hand, is not supply blocked and is just pumping out units. He's got his second Stargate up. He's going to get a nice robotics facility. That is an important thing when your opponent sees that you went a tech that doesn't have a robotics facility. Sometimes they will switch for Dark Templar, and if you don't have at least cannons up, you're pretty much in a loss. So Thanor looking to destroy those destructible rocks. He's going to move on into the base from that side. Or probably will be moving on into the base from this ramp, and here he goes. Alright, so Zoure, I don't think he actually noticed that he was in the base because you don't get a damage alert from destructible rocks, so you really have to be paying attention to the rocks hit you. So this is a really scary army. We got a bunch of mortals, but they're in kind of bad position. Those Zealots are right in their face, tearing them up. Yes, he does have Blink Stalkers, but Stalkers just do not do a lot of damage to Zealots. So let's see if we get that force field, and yes we do, and we got that last Immortal. That was a really good play by Zoure there. Was able to defend his base, got a couple losses in pylons, but not really quite as effective as I think Thanor was hoping for. He does have the Blink Stalkers, and he does now have the Dark Templar. So this could be really dangerous indeed for Zoure. Thanor is looking to push into the expansion now. Zoure, I think, saw him at some point because he's coming through from the front. He doesn't know at this point that there are Dark Templar. He's got that nice blink. I think he does probably realize that he does have Dark Templar at this point. There's not much he can do about it. He is chrono boosting out that Observer, trying desperately to keep himself alive. Just got the charged Zealots. So that's a very good thing, but he still really needs to. He has his own Dark Templar even, but he really needs that Observer. And the Observer comes out after the fight, but it's still okay. He hasn't lost too much. Trying to save off those probes, and there we have it. We have that Observer in play, and now those Zealots can take down those Dark Templar with only a couple losses, and looks like Zoure lives to fight another day. Thanor setting up shop just outside Zoure's base, looking to capitalize on a forward position. Looks like Zoure actually was going to attack the expansion, but during that little push, completely forgot about it. So he's just hanging out there, but it looks like, oh, he's going to be pushed off by a couple Blink Stoppers, the Stalkers. So very good here. Everybody's kind of in the same position, kind of building up their army. We do have the Observer. Both players have Dark Templar. Both players have upgraded base units. There's that Observer again. Zoure just kind of walking past. Now, here's an important thing, is what you want to do is when someone else has the observer is kill that observer immediately when you have Dark Templar, and then go back to killing those base units. Because even if you lose all your units except for those Dark Templar, the Dark Templar will stay there and just absolutely crush whatever's left. So, Zoure having a pretty strong army, looking like he's going to push forward, see what he can do with that. Thanor is getting quite a few extra warp gates. Looks like Zoure is really interested in getting that gold expand. There's another important thing to note when you're going against people, going against Dark Templar. You should really get 2 observers. One observer that's right over your group, and then one observer that's somewhat close by or right in your expand. Because it's so easy to kill those observers, and once that observer is killed, you essentially can't do anything against the Dark Templar. It's good to have that backup. Obviously, it's unfortunate that they, of course, cost gas, which is something that's so very necessary. But at this point, I mean, so many resources. Good to make use of that. Same thing over here. So we have the one. I mean, look at those resources. 4,000 minerals. He needs to start pumping any unit. He needs to start making use of those. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble really soon. He is making a lot of warp gates, and there we go. So there we go. We're starting to make use of those minerals. We shouldn't. You know, sometimes late game when you get 2 or even 3 bases, you do start to get that pile up. But when you start to get that pile up and you notice that pile up, you need to start using it on anything you can. You should never really have more, even in late game, more than 1,000. If you hit 1,500 in a late game with 3 bases, you need to be pushing out more units. It's as simple as that. Preferably, you should try to keep your minerals and your gas under 500. If you're under 500, you know that you're producing lots of stuff. Even if it's not exactly what counters your enemy. And here we go, we got another big fight coming in, and it does not look good for Thanor. Zoure just has so many units at this point that they just go down so quickly. There goes all those Dark Templar. It's important to note that since he knew he was going against a Zealot heavy group, Archons actually would have been very effective against that group. And it looks there's not a very good, doesn't look very hopeful for Thanor right here. He's using his probes to attack, and that's just not going to do anything. We even have Colossus on the field. So Colossus, Dark Templar, and Void Rage. We're seeing the whole tech tree out of Zoure. And it looks like that is the end of the game, the end of the series. Very entertaining games, and thanks for the replays, and thank you all for watching. As always, if you like these videos, please subscribe and rate.